Okay, welcome to part 2 of There's More Than Fluids and just changing my oil. So last week we did the rear differential, which is sometimes called the pumpkin. Today I'm going to show you your transfer case. Most every car has a transfer case. This is what it looks like on my 2007 Chevy Silverado. And it's going to look similar to most every GM vehicle out there. And then that connects back to your shaft. So what's supposed to happen is this fluid is supposed to be changed after the first 35,000 miles of your new vehicle. Okay. Normally doesn't happen because people just don't know, or the dealer doesn't care, not unless you tell them to. So this truck has 87,000. I can tell it's never been changed, but it has been checked. So this is your check and your refill bolt. These are 18 millimeters. And down here, that's your drain bolt. So what fluid goes back in here, you'll have to check your manual. It varies. But for most newer GMs, 2006 and newer, they'll take the Dexron 6. So today, the first thing we need to do is you always want to make sure that you can take your refill plug off first, which is again the top one, because if you can't get that and you empty your transfer case of fluid, you're gonna have some problems. Okay. So both these bolts, especially, I know the bottom one is magnetized, and so it will collect metal shavings. So when it comes out, it should look like a chia pet, or or needlehead. So without further ado, we'll take our 18 millimeter. We'll take off top bolt first. I'm going to go ahead and pause this video as it's easier with two hands. Okay, we're back. I have the top one out. It should leak out. I have these up on ramps just a little bit, just because I'm too fat to fit under here comfortably and take video. Plus this will help get all the oil out. So it's normal for the top to leak out. Basically when we refill this transfer case, we want it to be on level ground, and we want it to look just like that with some fluid coming out, and that is our indication that the transfer case is full again. So I'm going to try to do this without making a mess and without come on now, getting my hand full of fluid. Here she goes. Okay. If that focuses there, we have our Chia Pet. Let's bring this out. Here, there's our Chia Pet. There's all the metal shavings. The magnet did its job. So, while this empties out, we're gonna go clean both of these bolts up and clean and make them look brand new again. So I'll be back. Yeah, here's a better shot. Now you can't help but laugh a little bit at that. You know, it's pretty funny. All right, I'm gonna clean it. Okay, I guess got the bottom bolt back in at 15 foot-pounds. Here's the fluid I'm going to put back in it. My truck calls for the Dexron 6. And this is the perfect alternative to Dexron 6. And it comes in, you can get it in either a bag, which is easy. Because with the bag, if you use a normal hard quart, you'll have to buy a pump if you don't, and pump the fluid in there. And it's kind of wasteful, as through all the hose, you're gonna have fluid in there. With the bag, you can squeeze the bag empty and dry. And this was basically $14 per quart. So in it goes. So I'm gonna start putting fluid back in it here, and I'll try to catch the last of it of when I know when the transfer case is full again. Be right back. Okay, let's see if I can get this shot here. Here is the second bag going in. Hopefully I got this. Tough doing it with one hand. Oh. I say it should be at 2. Well, let's test that. Might not have been completely empty. Greg. Yep, she's full. So, hurry up. That'd be just perfect. Okay. Actually, the bag's just about empty. And I may not be on level. I may have to recheck it later. So like I said, we'll take our torque wrench and go to 15 pounds. Should be about there. And there it goes. Let's double check. Yep. and it clicked. We'll double check the bottom one. Yep. And that was good. So next we'll take brake cleaner and clean all the oil up. That way we'll know if there's any leaks in a few days or later on. And that's been this video. Thanks for watching. Okay, here's another quick video. Last time we did the transfer case. This time we're going to do the front differential. If you have a 4x4 Z71, you're gonna have one. So for that, differential costs $475W90. I got the Amsoil severe gear. I forget how much that was. Wasn't too much. So we start off by going down here. And if we can make our way back here. So if you have the Z71 off-road, you're gonna have this panel. There's only 4 bolts holding it, but you really don't need to take it off. I'm hoping most of it, the oil is gonna come out this hole, gonna drain out. So here's our front differential for our 4x4. So right now, here is the drain plug, and up way up there is the fill plug. So let me pop that fill plug out. And the torque specs for these to tighten them back up are 24 foot-pounds. But I believe they were less than that. So, as you can see, they gave you a decent, let me fix this here, a decent sized hole to fill it back up. And I do have my drain plug ready to be undone here. So I'm just gonna do that here. We'll see what comes out. I'm gonna have to, like I said, I'm too fat to lay under here and run a camera at the same time, so I'm gonna have to I have parking brake on sitting on ramps a little bit, a couple inches. So I'm gonna have to bring the truck back down to level again and do the same when I fill it back up. We'll see what this one looks like. Now it looks like this bolt was actually taken off at some point. I don't want to lose the washer. Ooh, doesn't that look pretty? I would say it was not changed. And here is our beautiful little chia pet. So, there it goes, there it focuses. So we got a little rain going on. You can see it looks pretty bad there. And this is why we have to change your fluids. more than just about our engine and putting gasoline in and turning the key and driving. So looks like I'm gonna wait a little bit. Looks like I didn't get the. You should really get your drive around for a little bit before you do this and get everything really warmed up. I didn't do that quite long enough, but it looks like it has a little bit of water in it. And none of these fluids smell good. You think if you think oil smells bad, the engine oil, the transmission differential oils are way worse. They smell pretty bad. So I'm gonna wait for this to quit dripping, clean up my bolt, and get my bags of new oil ready to fill this back up. And we'll torque these back down to 24 foot-pounds again, just in case I didn't say that enough. And here's our plugs, all cleaned up, ready to be put back in whenever that's done draining. So, put it under the bunch grinder, brush wheel, steel wheel, clean them up. For some reason, this is the 19 millimeter, and I made this one the 13 millimeter. So that's still draining. So we'll give that a little bit longer.